Okay, so this is part 2 of the Raze Sunset, and what we're going to be doing is just looking at like the fundamentals and like how really we want to be playing Raze on defense on Sunset. So what makes Raze insane is she's super good at fighting for stuff, and this is kind of a map where, especially towards A and mid, like you're going to be fighting like you want to be fighting mid, you want to be fighting for A lobby, and even B main. You know, like there's a lot you can do on B main as well. Another reason, you know, Raze is good is there's a lot of like options you can play. You know, you can play up here, play down here. I'll explain these a little bit more in detail, like when you want to be playing these angles. But in general, yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about. So with Raze, you kind of want to be playing like a bit of a rotator, you know, unless like your team are insistent on, say, taking lobby. Like you want to take lobby every single round. You want to fight mid every single round, you know, playing just like, if you're playing just a default, you know, you're in ranks, no one's hawking that much, you just kind of want to just be flopping around the map, fighting different positions, trying to make picks and plays and stuff like that. Something I like to do on pistol round especially is, you know, I'll buy a ghost, I'll buy one satchel, I'll put my satchel down just before the barrier's going to drop, and I'll just kind of just satchel into tiles, right, and just fight this. I'll just literally just fight to the death, like, and I mean, maybe that's, you know, because I'm like constantly confident in my aim, but sorry, I kind of missed it. And I'll just kind of just bounce in here, you know, fight this guy. And the reason I like doing this on Raze especially is not only do you get to tiles quicker, but you also have all this util, you know, well, all this util, you have your nade. And your nades are going to keep you alive. So, for example, you say, you know, you satchel here, okay, you fight this guy, you know, maybe you don't kill him, and you kind of like hear like the enemies maybe pushing up mid. So you can just like throw your nade at him, and you can just full commit to like fighting this, right? You can throw your nade here, and isolate a 1v1. And because you're at tiles so quick, let's say there's no one here, you've got a really fast flank on like the A players, if they're going A, and you also have a fast flank on B as well. You know, usually there's going to be a trip, right? So what I'll do is I'll just kind of come here, and I might just hold for the rotate, and when I know that they're out on site, you know, then I'll break the trip, and maybe like throw like a weird nade like this. And this is just going to be like it's going to kind of funnel the end. If there is anyone in main, it's going to kind of funnel them here. And if there's anyone hiding here, it's going to push them out into my team, right? Or into, you know, whatever. So, and then I'll just kind of fight this, and then I'm behind them, right? So we're going to have a full team of we're going to have my team fighting them from here, and I'm going to be fighting them from here. So they're not going to know where to look, and this works really, really well. You could do this on gun rounds and stuff too. And honestly, I love tiles on this map. Like there's certain maps I just have my positions, and for me, like tiles on attack and defense, like I just love this area. I think maybe because it's just flat ground, like it's 1v1. Yeah, I love tiles. But I mean as well, you know, if you want to fight mid, you can kind of like satchel out behind here, play. You know, this is like a really annoying spot for the enemies to have to clear. You can just sit and crouch here like this, right? And like, if you have a guy mark it, it's kind of like jiggling your tiles or whatever. Maybe he's, you know, he's holding like this, or he's got an off, and you're crouched here. This is like a really annoying position for people to have to clear, unless they have like a fade or something, and you know you can't play here, you're gonna get revealed. But usually, like if people are pushing up mid like this, you know, they're not gonna like hard clear this. So, you know, playing here is probably a little bit easier to go from market if you plan on playing here. This is really strong. This position as well, it's just, this angle is a lot deeper than people think. So like when they're coming out, like they might kind of just clear like that, but no one's kind of like peeking into it. So you'll usually always get one, again, as long as you don't get like revealed. But you do have to be a little bit careful there. But in general, like playing aggressive mid is super strong. And again, say you kill one, right? And maybe you're hearing a guy scaling up tiles, or you're hearing a guy close. You can just nade this, right? And then, you know, take another fight. Again, you can nade this and like fight the guy close. Your nade is like the thing that's gonna help you isolate 1v1s, and then your satchel is gonna help you get into positions where you can kill people and get out of positions after you've killed people. But I especially like AWPing on Raze, because like say you're fighting B, I might get my friend to break the camera, and I'll just like throw a nade deep like this. I mean, this nade does so much damage every time I throw it. So I'll just throw a nade deep, and then I'll just kind of like either peek out wide like this, and someone's gonna peek into me, or what I'll do is just hold this. And this is just a free kill every time. Like, I've never not killed anyone holding this. Satchel, and then, you know, reposition. And I mean, if you're feeling aggressive, like you literally don't have to reposition far. Like, you can just like kill one, and then you can come to like here and hold, come to here and hold, kill one. You have your nade. I mean, unless you've already thrown it, but you have to think as well. If you kill 2 people, you've got your nade again. So like, kill this guy, run away. Kill this guy, nades, satchel out, and then like, I don't know, like do Raze things. Another nice angle you can play on Raze is you can play up here like this, or what you can do is you can start around, you can short market, satchel up, you can hold over here, so you can usually get like a free kill up here, which is really nice. So in general, I'll keep talking about how I like to play B actually. So yeah, with B, this nade is insane. If say you want to play fast B with like a Vandal or a Sheriff, you know, you can just throw this nade. You kind of want to just be holding out here, and then you can either boombox. This is all dependent on the pressure that's going on. If there's literally no pressure, you know, you can just fight this, like fight this, peek in, and you can push through. And the great thing about this nade is it's probably gonna break the Cypher trip. Like, majority of the time, it's gonna like break the trip. Like, if you look at it, just, like one of these little explosions, hopefully break the trip. If it doesn't, then I mean, you can just break it yourself. And what that's gonna do, especially if the enemies are playing mid, is they're gonna be like really worried about the B main player. And I mean, you can literally just sit on like an off angle like here, sit on one kind of like here. You can just play basically anywhere. Like if people are clearing main, right, they're gonna clear this, come around, clear this, and you're gonna be standing like here. And it's just a bit of a weird position. Like, it's a, you know, and that's a good thing about playing, especially agents with TPs and dashes, is you can play like a little bit off an angle. You don't have to play like an angle like super tight like this because you can't get away. You know, you can kind of play like here, kill one, kill one, and then just like satchel out, right? So yeah, and because the choke points are so tight, like if you really think about it, okay, if the enemies want to go A, they have to get through here. If the enemies want to go through B, they have to get through here, okay? And if they want to go market, they have to get through there. The choke points are really tight. So if you can control like this area, okay, and if you can control A main, like there's nothing really anyone can do. So when thinking about how I like to take A, I'll always ask my Omen to do a one-way here, like on this wall, and I'll just like throw a nade like this. It's like a pretty like basic nade. And what this nade is going to do is it's going to stop anyone from swinging early. And if someone dashes up, they're going to be completely alone, right? You're going to have a guy elbow, you're going to have you here, and you're going to have your Omen doing his one way and then holding his flash like this. Right? And you're just going to start main, throw your nade early. You hear the dash, even if you're blind, right? Because obviously the Omen's probably going to flash you. Even if you're blind, like, you can usually hear the dash. Just go back, and then you can just either refight it, And if they're into dash, you know, you just hold the one way. There's just
There.
one way literally here. You just hold it, and you get your
There.
teammate to hold it as well. And you've got A, and then the Omen can just spam one way here, and no one can do anything. If they're taking A lot and they're taking it really fast, say they maybe have like a Gecko ult or something,
There.
and you know the Gecko ult
There.
up here. One thing I like to do is like, especially if I have my Raze rocket, I will you know, pop my ult. And this is really good. I'm just gonna shoot this. What I'll do is, especially if they have like a Gecko ult, they're taking a lobby really, really fast. Like, you know they're taking a lobby. Get your Omen to flash down here, and you just satchel in and just kill like everyone. You know, you just like kill someone, fight everyone. And this is really good if you have teammates fighting off the back of this. You know, if you're just doing it on your own, like, you're probably gonna die. If you have your Omen flash, and then you have you know, a guy fighting main, or even a guy just peeking elbow with you, right? Like, everyone's going to be looking at the Raze flying out of elbow, and no one's going to be looking at, like, you know, the Reyna that's like throwing a flash up here and he's peeking as well. I'd say that's really good. I mean, you can ult down like tiles as well. Like, say if they're taking mid a lot, and this is the same thing. Like, if maybe if you have like a Spectre, you're on a low buy.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
You can just like fly into tiles really, really fast. Kill everyone. I mean, you can do it with the Vandal as well. Another like thing for defense, let's say you're losing A, constantly losing A, you try to fight A, you're losing, you've done literally everything, yeah, and you just keep losing A. Satcheling up here, just holding like this angle, it's just cringe, right? Like, you're gonna at least kill one every time. Like, you can literally satchel up here, kill one, throw your nade, and then you just kind of like push off that, maybe like get a 1v1 on this guy. That's 2 kills right there, you know. Yeah, that's strong. That's just a strong thing to do. This angle's, you know, obviously no one's clearing this angle, right? Like, you peek in CT, and there's a guy stood up here, and then you're dead, as long as you hit your shot. And same thing again, you know, if they push down a lot, like really fast, you can either just kind of hold like this, or, you know, you can hold over the smoke. When I hold over the smoke, I seem to get pre-fired every time I'm up here. So I usually will just kind of sit like this, and just kind of kill the guys running in, or I'll just peek on timing, right? Like, I'll peek when I kind of know they're fighting the guys on side. And you know, if you need to rocket site, you can either like satchel backside, or
satchel out. Satchel out.
Or you can satchel like into main. And this is a really cool thing about Raze, right? Is, let's say, okay, there's 3 elbow. You kill the guy main, right? There's another guy like on site from main. So you basically know everyone is in this area here. Okay. You can like satchel, like you can get to elbow very fast and just flank.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
I wanna. Okay, wait. Sorry, I'm trying to test this out now. I'm intrigued.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
I was just trying to get the fastest satchel possible. But I mean, even if you just do like a normal one and you like land here, you know, you're behind them pretty fast on elbow. And it's just a good way of like, you're basically flanking the enemy without having to actually flank, right? So that's pretty good too. And yeah, just being creative on Raze and being ballsy, you know, you have to be aggressive. Okay, anyway. Yeah, that's really it for Raze. Again, you can play up here, I guess, if you want, but I'm not a big fan of this. On defense, anyway, I just feel like there's too many angles everywhere. But yeah, I'd say that's it for defense for Raze. That's all you really need to know. Just make sure, you know, you're fighting for your main, fighting for your mains, and yeah, don't be scared to fly into tiles and just fight for mid, really. And just take your fights, you know, take angels. This map's really easy to be aggressive on, especially on defense. And you should be fine, especially the more you play Raze, you'll get the timings down, you know, and the more you play Valorant in general, you'll get the timings down of when you can push, how fast people are going to be and where they're going to be, and what util they might have and things like this. But yeah, that's really it for Raze on defense, I would say.